Hi again then guys, and so we've got another updated Le Mans prototype tune for you today, and this time it's for one of the most iconic cars of the GranTurismo series. It's the Toyota TS020 or GT-One. Alongside probably the R390, there are a couple of the most iconic cars of the series. So, you want your racing soft tyres of course. For suspension we've got the ride height as low as possible on the back, then 10mm higher on the front. For the springs, we've rounded them down to 15 front and rear. For compression, we've got 1 on the dampers, and for extension, 3. Anti-roll as low as possible. Camber and toe neutral as usual with these updated tunes. For the gearbox, something a little bit different on this one. So you do want to give it a gearbox flip, but you actually want to go in the opposite direction to what we would usually do. So you want to take it up to 298 on the auto setting, then bring your final drive down to 4. Then come back up to your auto setting, click it down and up a peg back to 298. Then that will then allow you of course to reach these individual gears of 2.7, 1.7, 1.2, 900, 700 and 500. Pretty simple and rounded off gears there. And then you want to increase your final drive instead of lowering it as we usually would, up to 4.3. For the diff, same as always, that low initial torque to make it wheel spin less off the line, high acceleration and low braking. You want your high RPM turbo, and finally of course your downforce as always set to a minimum. Traction control I would always recommend turning off. And so like I said, this is a pretty iconic car. It's kind of a shame that it's still not a premium model, and it's also a shame that we don't have the road version anymore. I don't know about you guys, but I used to absolutely love the Toyota GT-One road car when it was featured on GranTurismo 2. It was one of the coolest cars in the game. In my opinion, also one of the best looking Japanese cars ever made. But of course they removed it from the game. I believe it was featured on the Japanese version of GranTurismo 3. I know it was featured on a version of it. I believe it was the Japanese version. And then from then on it just hasn't been available. I know some people probably think, well, it's just the same car without stickers. Well, no, it's a lot more than that. It has a completely different interior. It has, well, on GranTurismo 2 it used to have quad exhausts instead of twin. I'm not sure if that was accurate to real life though. And the performance is actually different. The GT-One in real life is a seriously quick machine. The top speed is around 236 miles per hour. So it's a very, very quick Le Mans car. As far as this tune, again, we've managed to increase it by around 10 miles per hour compared to what it was. My existing tune for this car did 274 under its own power, and that of course was a long time ago. That was probably around a year ago now that I released that. This tune does 285 under its own power. Now as you can see, you're pretty much on the red line. You've got maybe 200 or 300 RPM of draft potential, so as with all of these updated tunes, extend the final drive a little bit lower if you do need more draft potential, say to get up to 320 or whatever. But be careful, as with all of these tunes, as to your entry speed into the corner. Now as far as these updated tunes go with the raised front end, this is actually a very good handling one. It doesn't pull anywhere near as much as the other ones with understeer. It has almost no understeer in fact, so very impressive car. And also this model is of course slightly different to some of the others that I've done because it's not a Group C machine, it's a GT-One machine. So overall, a hugely iconic car. It's kind of a shame that we can't make this car wheelie like it used to be able to on other GranTurismo games to do like crazy speeds, because this car used to be faster than the Tomahawk is now on GranTurismo, so you could absolutely shock people in online lobbies. Then again, it's probably a good thing that we can't, because people would probably think you're a hacker. So if you do decide to use this tune, of course, I hope you find it fun, and it's definitely competitive. And if you're new to the channel, or just found this helpful in general, feel free to subscribe. I put out new updated tunes pretty often, more so lately, and new top speed tunes every day, various other tunes in the week, and car reviews every day as well. And as always, thanks for watching.